Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Yo, what's to do a day, Spenny? Who was right? We needed that win. Oh my God, I can't even say the reference I want to make because it was too bad. But I needed that win so bad. I told my boy today I will be devastated if we lose this game, setting us up for a 5-game losing streak, possibly going into the Olympic break. I would have been bleeding my eyes out, Spenny. I would have, and the boys got it done. Great team effort. John Gibson played great, but it was also the defense in front of him blocking shots all night, keeping McKinnon and McCarr to the outside for the most part. And then when he needed to make saves, he made big saves. Spenny, how you feeling? Huge win for the boys.
Feeling great, dude. It's always good to beat those pussies from Colorado, man. They're just a team full of crybabies. They really are. And
first win in Colorado since 2016.
Yeah, it's huge. You needed it. Now the Red Wings still have yet to lose back-to-back games in regulation this season. John Gibson is the best goaltender on the road in the NHL in terms of save percentage. He really likes going into foreign hostile territory and really taking the air out of the room. So shout out to him. And you were right, man. Gibson stood up and he made some big saves, but the defense was playing out of their minds. And I look at two guys that we threw a lot of shade at the last time we were here, and that's JPD and Hamonic, man. They went out there and they were playing solid. They were playing aggressive. They were playing physical. They were not getting kind of pushed around by the bigger forwards on the Avalanche, and both of them I thought played great games. So shout out to Hamonic and shout out to JBD because they really stepped up when we needed them to. And we got a super chat in there from St. Vengeance. He says 2 things. 1, ASPs took a step tonight. That hit was holy cow. He got late game 2 minutes when we give him a shit when he can skate with anyone. And yeah, ASP looked good as well. He was throwing the body around. He, again, over the past couple weeks, he has not been getting intimidated, not been getting scared of the physical play and using his size. And yeah, shout out to Wingnut because Mo Sider just absolutely demolished Nate McKinnon
I literally stood up and applauded. I got all hyped up, and that's what you get for trying some cheap-ish on Alex DeBrincat the other day. Mo Sider took care of business, and that's what I love.
Yeah, you needed him to because obviously that shit by Nate McKinnon was just absolutely bullshit. Like just soft pussy shit. And that's, as good as he is notoriously a bitch. And he has that reputation of being like a little bitch sometimes. So yeah, it was good to see Mo Sider level him. Even better to get the win in Colorado and a shutout nonetheless. It's just an amazing team performance.
Yeah, and like I said, it goes from top to bottom. Like you had the contributions from guys like Appleton. Appleton took that nasty shot off the shin in the second period. You had, Confer was a horse out there tonight. Yeah. He was really pushing play. Also on the last faceoff, he gave Larkin a little push off. Like, hey, I know this guy. I played with him, and he put on that vet knowledge and won that faceoff against McKinnon at the end of the game. I thought that was huge. I thought the penalty on JVR was egregious. The no call. I don't know how in hell they didn't.
That's got to be a penalty shot.
I know Neil always wants to get in his game flow argument, and I understand game flow, but game flow can't predict obvious blatant calls that I've never seen a breakaway be impeded in that regard and it not be called a penalty, especially when he still got the shot off and the guy was behind him, which are the two most important things when you're defining that as a referee. I don't understand. I'm not going to stay on it for too long, but at the same time, I just needed to point out for a second that was a penalty.
Yeah, it could have been really, really detrimental for the Wings there if that obvious penalty shot, it should have been a penalty shot, was not called, and then you had Andrew Kopp miss a wide open net. I was
I thought he sold.
You can't miss opportunities like that. But they took care of business. The forwards playing defense. I thought Dylan Larkin had one of the best games he's had in a long time, playing a 200-foot game like he normally does, and also getting a couple apples out there. So shout out to the captain and shout out to
That pass
Mercedes.
by Razor was silky, bro.
Yeah, it was nasty.
To just break it down from a fundamental perspective, he took the puck and toe drags it to pull the defender into him and open him up, spread his legs, throw the pass between, and then Marco Kasper, because of the way that Raymond pulls the puck away, also Blackwood is cheating, looking for the shot, and Casper's a wide open net to bury it, and that was so good to see it. I also love that Marco Kasper's point production is increased as being on the first line. We saw Finney fall off and they weren't getting that point production from their third guy. Now with Kasper up there and playing some good hockey, I really like what's meshing up there. He also played physical today. There was multiple times in the forecheck where I saw him lay the body, and that's what we want that's the next progression for Marco Kasper, is becoming a little bit more of a physical presence as a forward. But Lucas Raymond, man, I mean, he had so much control, and like, it's one of those games that we talk about where he looks like he is skating on air. He is controlling the game 200 foot. He has the puck on his stick in the neutral zone all the time, making plays. And even those 50-50 dump-in plays that people don't think are also important, that's how you won the game today, is those plays, those 50-50 pucks that you constantly got out of your zone and into their zone, because you make them come all 200 feet. That's a lot of passes that have to go tic-tac-toe in order for you to make plays all the way down the ice, compared to starting in the neutral zone or the offensive zone. And you saw that fatigue set in on times like that Nichushkin when he had the puck right by the net, and he had the wide open goal against Gibson, and he tries to, force feed it to McKinnon instead, and it goes right into Gibson's belly. It was just a great game. 1-28 on that roster tonight. Also, Ozzy's shack was sick.
So dope. Easy texted me. He was like, "Is that actually Ozzy's backyard?" I was like, "I don't know," and it actually is.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it is.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Sweet.
That is one of the sickest setups I have ever seen. The full rink, and then it looks like old Red Wings benches in, like, by the campfire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! I was loving it. I really was. It was throwing me back.
It's good to see Mickey out there too. Obviously,
it was great to
coming
see
off
him.
of the surgery. It's great to see Mickey. His spirits up. He looks healthy. He looks like everything went well. So shout out to Mick for making the appearance there. And where was this? Rhino Silverback here. He says, love our fourth line too. They show up, maybe short minutes, but noticeable to me. 100%, man. Every single time Elmer Soderblom is on the ice, he is doing something, and he's doing something well. He's using his length. He's using his size. He's using his skating ability to get the puck away from other people. When you have Rasmussen and Soderblom really back-checking and really being aggressive out there, it makes hell for opposing teams to have those two big guys with their reach and their physicality when they're playing like that, pushing you up against the boards and battling for loose pucks. The fourth line for the Red Wings has been arguably the best line. I mean, outside of the first line, it's been arguably their best line over the past couple weeks.
They know their identity. They know what they have to do to be successful. And they even were playing with a chip on their shoulder today. Third period, they're out there against, smaller D. I think McCarr's little brother was out there. And Rasmussen just grabs him by the freaking chest and just throws him. Like, yeah, see you later, buddy, you little puppet. Yeah. And, like, it was hilarious. And that's the type of energy. And, like, when you have those big, hosses down there, you got the Soderblom, who's 6'8", and you have Rasmussen, who's 6'5", and JVR, who's 6'6". Like, it's genuinely the towers down there that you don't want to F with, because all of them can bang. All of them have, giant asses that just are the puck possession that you need to have as a fourth line. I truly love the balance that fourth line is giving you, and it's something that you haven't had in the last couple of years. Something that's going under the radar. Because I can't lie, Spenny. I know that, March and April are looming, and people don't want to talk about it, or it's whatever people talk about, and it's a common narrative. Like, I posted something today about how the Red Wings are projected 103 points and to finish third in the Atlantic Division, tied with the Canadiens with the same amount of points in the Atlantic. And they, by this projection, are clear by 13 points. And all the comments under it are, "Oh, it doesn't matter. We have to get through March." And I understand the sentiment. I do. However, like, we have to also recognize the differences that this team has to the teams that have collapsed in March and April, and that's my issue. You know, we've not had a goaltender even remotely close to the caliber that John Gibson is. And did you just watch what I saw tonight? Like, he just shut out the best team in the NHL. Okay? And then you want to talk about how there was no depth in the last couple of years? For sure. You know, you got Bergeron, and that's fine. This year you have a legitimate fourth line and showing really nice depth there. I know that the scoring isn't necessarily there. I understand that's an issue, but that's something that can be addressed with bringing up MBN or a trade signing.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of malpractice to not talk about how much better this team is than last year's teams. I know the East might be tougher this year, and if you want to say that's the reason, I'll take that at your word. However, it's ridiculous the fact that this team is being glossed over and not talked about in the right regard, because they are a much better hockey team than they were last year.
Yeah, and I think the three most important things that are going to help the Red Wings kind of avoid that lull or that total collapse in March are, one, John Gibson. Like you said, having that goaltending, having the guy who is the best goaltender on the road in the NHL. Like, he goes into other people's barns and he shuts it the fuck down. And that is something that is so important, especially if he's doing this consistently now for half the season. Like, it's not like, oh, it was a good start. Like, no, this has been him all year. Two, as you said, the veteran leaders and the bottom lines are going to help this team in that stretch, whether it's a JVR, whether it's an Appleton, whether it's whoever, those guys helping these guys stay on track and helping these guys stay focused in March is going to be important. And then the third one is having Todd McClellan for a full year and having him instill playing fucking hockey into these guys. And like I said, they have not lost back-to-back games in regulation this season.
And you see it in the game plan, Spenny. Yeah. The Wings came out tonight and executed a game plan.
Dominated them.
And it was in every facet, too. Yeah. Even on their power play, they were so strategic where they literally, instead of kind of sinking low like you're supposed to, they are sitting on the puck line, forcing the other three guys on the ice, other than McKinnon and Makar, to beat them. And they couldn't. And it was beautiful to watch. They forced the coaching masterclass that Todd McClellan came out with today was top tier, top level. And it was a reason why Neil texted us and said it looked like the Wings had 6 guys on the ice all night tonight. And it did, because they were blocking everything that the Avs were throwing at them.
And you got Mark Vanderhage here with $5 in Canada. He says, if nothing else, this game should show Yzerman how much this team wants to compete and quiet his fears and really prompt him to add this year. Let's fucking go. And I agree. Like, this was kind of, I don't want to say a turning point, but this was an extremely important game for this team's morale and this team's psyche. After what McKinnon did to DeBrincat, after how you got embarrassed by Colorado in your home, in your barn, you go out to Denver where you haven't won in fucking 10 years and you dominate them in all facets. And that is an extreme confidence builder in a team that, I don't want to say they're a young team still, because a lot of their guys are getting to that veteran age, but they're young in spirit. They're young in moments like this. This is something that really galvanizes a team, where you have the big bad Avalanche at home coming off of an ass whooping.
Only 2 losses. They've only have 2 losses at home.
Yeah.
Now 3. Thanks to your own Detroit Red Wings.
And you're 100% right, man. Like, the way they dominated the neutral zone and the way they dominated Colorado in their own zone were really impressive to me. Colorado did not get many clean entries. They did not get a lot of very, easy access to the Red Wings zone. They were fighting that blue line. They were roughing it up a little bit. They were using the body and being physical, and that really threw Colorado off of trying to get any kind of offense established. The Red Wings were using their bodies and using their size to really, really muck it up around the blue line. And they didn't allow Colorado to just get easy entries, which is huge when you look at a guy like Nate McKinnon and Cale Makar. Like, that's what they fucking do. They get in the zone and they make offense look easy, and the Red Wings shut it down.
Yeah, and like imagine if this team adds a like legitimate top 4 defenseman with some grit and some grime to him. Like, this is a tough. Like, they don't have the star power. Like, they're kind of similar to the Islanders, but the Islanders give teams fits in the playoffs, and I still think you have some more offensive talent than they do, regardless of their addition of Matthew Schaefer. So I really like where the Wings are at. I think that they're going to be a threat to the end. And like, obviously, there's people in chat right now talking about injury. Yeah, barring major injury. Major injury could be catastrophic to this team. You're seeing what Edmonton's doing to this team right now. They are a 500 team without Edmonton. They need all their stars. They need all their studs.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, though.
That's every team.
Yeah, like
look at what Florida looked like without Barkov and Kachuk. Like,
they still might not make the playoffs even with them coming back. Like, they're that far out of it right now, where like a lot of the puck knowers on the networks, whatever you want to take that as, are saying that they don't think that the Panthers are going to be able to catch these teams because all these teams are lighting up. Sabres in Tampa play tomorrow after the Sabres won again tonight. That was so big that we won. We needed that to stay because they have a game in hand on us and they're 3 points down from us. So they do have a solid chance. They play Tampa tomorrow though, so hopefully, because I don't think we're catching Tampa. Tampa's a wagon. Like, Tampa is like perennial. My Eastern Conference team, I think, is gonna make the cup at this point in time. I think that the Lightning, they have the depth, the scoring, the goaltending. I think that that's the team to mess with, and I think that's why it's so huge to, not be in one of those wild card positions, having to play Carolina or having to play Tampa. I think that's a really tough matchup for the Wings, especially with the physicality that they bring if they were to make it.
So the Sabres play the Lightning tomorrow, and then they play the Pens before the break. And then coming back from the break.
Okay, good. So the games at hand finally line up. I've been so sick of that. That's been pissing me off.
Yeah, they play the Sabres tomorrow and then the Pens on Thursday.
Okay.
The Lightning tomorrow and then the Pens on Thursday. And then coming back from the break, they get the Devils, but then they have Panthers, Tampa, Golden Knights. So 3 very droppable games, even with how hot the Sabres have been playing.
Well, it's all going to reset. I mean, everything resets at the break. I don't count any team as hot or cold when they come back from the break, especially when, guys are going to be playing big roles for their country. Rasmus Dahlin, Tage Thompson, Larkin, Sider, all of them are going to be guys playing big roles for their country. So we'll just have to wait to see. I do want to, we've gotten 18 minutes into this episode, and I haven't really got to talk about ASP yet, so I'm going to go there. I really liked what I saw at ASP today. For the first time, I felt like every chance he could make an opportunity created when he had a chance to, he did. He had multiple times went into the corner to be an outlet for guys in the offensive zone, feeling comfortable making turns and having the body position, battling off defenders, and then defensively as well. He was putting up a battle. His puck positioning was a lot better, especially in front of the net, which is something we've seen him struggle with over the last couple of weeks. He had a couple really nice angles on the wall where he just completely walled off some guys and made some good stick lifts. I really think that he's starting to progress, and I think over this Olympic break, because he's a rookie. I doubt he's going to be taking that big of a break. Most of it's going to be working with McClellan, having some some sessions with him, trying to really master this elevation from playing in the SHL. So I'm really excited to see what ASP is going to do post-Olympic break, because this is the first time I truly felt like he's been comfortable since becoming a Red Wing.
Yeah, he is really, really getting more comfortable. You see it every single game where he is going out there. He is being more physical. He's not shying away from the physical play. And that is something that you needed out of him, especially with Simon Edvinsson going down. His game needed to step up, and he has. So I like him getting more minutes on the power play. I like him being in that bumper spot. You could use that. You need him to shoot the puck a little bit more, but as long as he is playing fearless and he's not worried about getting out physical or worried about the bigger bodies kind of throwing him off his spot, we're going to see the points start to tick up for him because, like you said, he is getting in the right spots. He's making the right plays offensively. Now he's just got to bury one. But yeah, it's been great to see ASP get more comfortable as the season's gone on.
And it's a lot like Finney, which I got to give credit to him as well. He showed a lot of nice bursts today. We've been talking about that. Like, he's a guy that it's got to be puck in space and then go take the space. Like, he has to own the space by being there first. Like, that's such a big thing in hockey is owning the body position. So when he does that, he's a way bigger of a threat, and he did that today when he puts pressure on the outside of the rink to make those openings open up in the middle. I think that seeing ASP start to do that as well is big for him. Please
I
stop.
fucking hope not.
Please stop. But I just think like you letting him use his speed more. He's so good in tight spaces as well. So seeing him start to take advantage of those opportunities, I'm excited to see him after the Olympic break for sure.
Yeah, that'll be good for him. Probably going to go back home, I would assume, and see the family and stuff like that. So that'll be good for him. But man, they really needed this one. They really needed this one tonight, and you needed your best players to step up, and your best players stepped up. John Gibson was great.
Yep.
Mo Sider was great. Lucas Raymond was great. Dylan Larkin was great. You needed your big dogs to step up if you're going to go into Colorado and beat this Avalanche team, and they did. So you can't be anything but extremely happy with the way they played.
I needed to see that too. I mean, if you throw it back to a couple days ago after the Capitals game when we did our stream, I said that to you after the stream, and I didn't say it on air. I was like, I am kind of worried that this, 3-for-3 performance that the Caps just had in the shootout is going to affect John Gibson's psyche. Then he comes out with the 5-0 bagel, and I was like, oh boy, I hope I was right. I hope I'm not right. And then this was so relieving to see because I really just, after seeing it today against the Avs and the way that the Wings played for him, like I'm really like all in on John Gibson stock. I do think he's returned to at least borderline one. Like, and even if he does fall from the mean a little bit, it won't be off a cliff. I firmly believe that. We're too deep into the season. He's about to be revitalized from a break. I really do think that this is a very nice setup for the Wings net minding. Especially, I do think Talbot, he's going to have some games on the stretch where he's going to steal them. And you're not going to expect it because that's how he always does it.
Yeah, and it was good to see Casper get a scratch on the board there. Obviously, we talked about just an insane play by Lucas Raymond to set him up on that as well. Man, it's a good win. It's a good win against a good team in a hostile environment coming off of a bad loss. Like I said, these are the type of wins that really galvanize teams and that really show these guys like, oh, okay, yeah, we're a fucking playoff team. We're legit. We're not going to let that kind of hangover take us. No, we're going to go to Colorado and we're going to shut them out. And that's something not a lot of teams have done over the past fucking 5 years, let alone this year.
This is the third or fourth game in a row. I don't know for sure. I don't remember for sure, but that ASP has been your best analytical defenseman. So I think that the analytics are also showing what we are seeing with the eye test, that he is taking a step. So that brings I see a little smile. It brings a smile to my face as well. I'm really happy for him. And then
he's been playing well, man, and he deserves the uptick in minutes. Obviously, it's out of necessity kind of at this point with Edmondson being down, but he deserves it. He's earned it, and he's making the most of it. So hopefully he can get a scratch or two here. Maybe get one in Utah before the break to feel real good about himself.
Yeah.
And that would be awesome.
And there was and I know we talked about the block shots, but I just want to like kind of fully paint the picture for how good the block shots were. I looked at the clock with about 10 minutes to go, and it was 21-19 the shots. When I looked back at the shots, I believe maybe even at the end of the game, but at least with a minute left, it was still 21-19.
Yeah.
That's how many block shots they had. They had 10 minutes essentially of just pure block shots because the Avs were push and play. The only opportunities the Wings were getting were on those quick 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s and then JVR's breakaway. They only got 3 or 4 of those the entire period. The Avs had like 10 total scoring chances. That was a big factor. Just the time the boys putting the body on the line for the squad and for Gibson. I mean, this team is so dialed together and well-rounded. It's, and they really play for each other. It's great to see.
Yeah, and you look at where it really took off. We talk about the guys stepping up. You know how I talked about Ben Sherratt and how he's going to need to step up with Simon Edvinsson gone. Ben Sherratt, 4 hits, 3 blocks tonight. Mo Seider, 4 hits, 3 blocks tonight. Hamonic, 2 hits, 3 blocks tonight. Appleton had 3 hits and a block. Marco Kasper had 3 hits and a block. Albert Johansson had a hit and 2 blocks. Finney had a couple hits. JBD had 2 hits and a block. Like, the boys were throwing the body and putting the body on the line. And when you have right now your pseudo first and second defenseman, because Edvinsson isn't there, Ben Sherratt and Mo Seider both going out there, putting the body on the line and laying the stick, it galvanizes everybody else and it makes them want to play that same way. And we saw it all through the lineup. Larkin had a block. Raymond had a block. The boys were really diving out there and putting their body on the line to keep some of those from even seeing John Gibson. And the ones that were getting through to him, he was obviously making the stops on.
Yeah. So who are your 3 stars of the game, Sven? Because I talked about starting to do this every game. The classic, hockey.
I'm going to say John Gibson, first star.
Gotta do it.
I'll go Lucas Raymond, second star.
All right.
And I want to go Mo Seider, third star, honestly. Or I feel like I could give Mo Seider a star for every night.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to Ben Sherratt.
I'm gonna give it to Seider.
Yeah,
you gotta do it. He was
so good.
How many minutes did he play tonight?
Let me check.
Over 30?
Probably.
Because that's what he's been averaging recently, which is just a absolute motor if he's doing that.
Let's see, 27.
Yeah. So essentially
27 for him, 22 for Sherratt, 21 for JBD. Yeah.
He played well today. I'll give him credit.
21 for Larkin.
How many for ASP? He's usually around 11.
Where is he? 14.
All right, nice. Little uptick for. All right, I like to see that. It's good. Don't want to put too much tread on the tires, but I still wanted to see a little uptick there. He was playing well. I expect him to.
Just under 14 minutes, 3 blocks, 2 hits, and a shot on goal. If you're getting that from him, you're going to win some games. And you need that from him. You need one of those guys to step up. So
felt like we weren't doing too much today. They were straight as an arrow. They knew their job. They did their job. A lot like how the fourth line of forwards always does. They just do their job. They don't do too much. They just do their job.
Whiskey Wing says no Marco Kasper love on the game-winning goal. Listen, you guys know I love Marco Kasper. That was all Lucas Raymond. This was a Lucas Raymond game if you're giving anyone offensive praise.
Yeah,
I love Marco, and I'm glad he got the goal. But for Razor to do that on Cale Makar, of all people, too, was that
played him like a fiddle.
Yeah.
And then also to do it to, again, I don't know, it wasn't Cale Makar, but the puck gets thrown down, and that's the type of effort play that we weren't getting under Lalonde.
Yeah.
The type of for your star to be standing side by side with an Avalanche player, and for him to just take off and move to get to that loose puck to score that empty net goal, to just ice it and not have to worry about another rush or two with the 30 seconds remaining. That's team shit. Especially when it's your best player. I know he wants the goal, but it's the fact that he was willing to go and put his body on the line to go get the goal.
Absolutely, man. And we've seen him do that all year. And him and Alex DeBrincat, they're not Larkin is at least pretty big. He's a bigger guy, but Raymond and DeBrincat aren't the biggest guys, but they have no problem getting their nose dirty, going into the boards, playing physical, and winning those puck battles. And Alex DeBrincat, his two-way play this year has been impressive.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure.
we've seen him really step up in the defensive zone, and it's huge because he's not a liability out there, and you can trust him even more. And so I'm just happy, man. I'm happy for the boys. They needed
I
this.
am
They
too.
really
They
needed
do
it.
need to bounce back on their power play though. Their
Yeah,
power play is 5% over their last 7 or 9 games. I don't remember exactly what it was, but even regardless of how many games of a clip that is awful. I believe they're 1 for 23. It's a
not
problem,
great.
and I understand that there's some regression to the mean. This power play has been so good, but they're going to bounce back at some point. That this is not the standard, especially when you have as much offensive weaponry as you have. I do think that the changing is like it gets to a point where like there's no point in changing it. You just stick with it, and it's going to work eventually. Like
Yeah,
it's a kind of crazy to have that mentality, but you have seen big enough sample sizes, whether it's the power play unit with Kane on PP1 or with JVR on PP1. Both of them have shown that they have the ability to be a high volume power play, and that's where they need what they need because this if they like think about how much easier today is if they score on the power play. Think
yeah,
about if it's probably not a 5-0 game at LCA if they score on one of their 4 power plays, or maybe they don't get blown out by the Kings. Maybe they beat the Caps. The power play swings games.
yeah.
People like we know that all too well last year with how bad our PK was. So I really need to start seeing our PP start producing because they've been a little brutal lately, and it's not really them that they've been a little shaky with their passing, but mostly I just feel like it's just like the bounces aren't going their way. There's not getting the doorstep bounces that they were getting with JVR, just constantly just getting the puck on a stick and then tooty hoo, it's in the net.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they haven't really had the puck luck. And I thought they had some good sets on the power play in this one.
I thought they did too.
They had some good
Blackwood played a good
possession,
game.
but it just it didn't go. So whatever, obviously you need to get that working. Luckily, you got the break to figure that out. Hopefully, best case scenario, you go into Utah, you get a goal or
1
two on
point.
the power play, ASP gets a goal, John Gibson stays hot, you win that one, then you go to the break riding high.
When is that? Is that Thursday?
I think so, yeah.
All right, so a day's rest. Do you think they're gonna go? Yeah, they probably will go Gibson again going into
Yeah,
the break.
for sure.
No reason to save him. He's about to have some time off. So I definitely I agree. I think they're gonna go with Gibson and just hopefully another masterclass. Mammoth are good, man.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
they're they're fighting in that absolute bloodbath of a see like the top spots in the divisions are an absolute battle in the East, but the wild card is where the battle is in the West. It's just a different type of battle, and they're in the thick of that battle. So they're a test, man. They got Clayton Keller who's been playing like a stud. He's really, and then they got a good home ice advantage there. The
Yeah,
Mammoth fans really rallied around that franchise since they've moved there.
those
I
damn
personally
Mormons.
think the logo is tough as nails.
It is.
So I'm excited for Thursday. I think it's a good test for it's a team that's very similar to you, and especially in the state of your rebuild as them as well. So going on the road, making them a little tougher for them, I think it's a good game going into the break. Excited to see what they can do on Thursday.
Yeah, me too. Got to stack a win here. Got to keep winning in the East. Like you said, the Sabres aren't slowing down at all. They're nipping at your heels. You got to keep
Yeah,
pace
I'm
with the
starting to
other
buy the
teams.
Sabres. It's been too long without them falling off. Like it
Yeah.
gets it's like this it's like that St. Louis team that went to the cup. And I'm not saying that Buffalo's gonna go to the cup, but eventually like it gets to a point where you
St.
call a
Louis,
spade
Montreal, we
yeah,
see this happen.
you call a spade and they like they look like they're at least a playoff team. Like they
Yeah.
might not end up, dethroning you in the Atlantic or they might. I mean, you don't know. They look like they're good enough where they're gonna compete for these Atlantic playoff spots at the end. So you got to hope that you can keep them below you because you don't want to play Tampa and you don't want to play Carolina.
Yeah, you got to take care of business. Like I said, you can't afford to lose games, and the Red Wings got a big 2 points here. You got to get two more. That's my mentality for these. Like it's not
It's
like
Wednesday.
go play a good game, try to survive. No, you got to win, and preferably win in regulation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's a Western Conference team.
But still, I don't want it to come down to the fucking overtime shit
No,
again. Like
I
it
don't
did
either. It is on Wednesday though. Thank you, chat. I didn't see you
on
say it.
Wednesday. Cool.
Yeah, Wednesday. Thank you, Zach. We appreciate you, my dog. So
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
Wednesday against the Mammoth. The 2 days rest versus the 3 days rest make you think any different about Gibson, or are you still I'm still riding with Gibson.
No, you're riding with Gibson.
Yeah.
He's not going to Italy, so
Last question for you, Spenny.
which he should, low key.
I mean, he's been playing like he deserves it for sure. But they're not big on the one year wonder type of player. I think they've
All
proven
I'm
that
saying is
with
Nelly better not fucking choke this year.
yeah, seriously. U.S. is the favorite to win the tournament apparently, according to the odds.
Whose odds?
Smash Kings.
Smash rings?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I find it really hard to believe that Canada isn't the favorite, but hey, I'll take it. If we get the gold medal, oh my god, man.
The red, white, and blue that will be coursing through our veins on that
Oh,
broadcast is
man.
going to be insane.
I fucking love Olympic hockey, dude.
So do I. That's going to be absolutely dialed. Yes, we will have Woodward Rings for you on Wednesday night. Absolutely. No doubt about it.
That's probably another like 9 o'clock start, right?
Probably.
Cool.
All right, last question. Roster freeze is tomorrow.
Nothing's going to get done.
Nothing's going to get done?
No,
yeah, I don't think so.
Not by tomorrow.
Or maybe it's the 6th. It's either the 4th or the 6th.
I doubt they do anything before they come back.
No, I think that I think they're going to add, if they do add, it's going to be in this next little bit. I hope it's someone, man. I really do. I think this team's actually in a position where it makes sense.
Sober Heathen said it's crazy the top 3 U.S. point leaders in the NHL aren't even on the squad. Yeah, Brinksy, man. I feel like I don't know.
I thought that Robo would have been a really nice.
I don't know how they didn't allow Robo on the team.
I know. Robo seems like he's such a fit.
Yeah. But I don't know. They're going for more of a grit and grind type of approach. So
This looks beautiful. I mean, obviously you can't really tell. I saw videos.
It's like small, isn't it? Isn't it like way smaller?
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller in the new.
So that'll help. That Canada won't be able to get their fucking fast guys going in open ice, and we can muck some shit up. So
yeah, supposedly, I don't know how much of a factor it's really going to be, because it's also like it goes both ways. It's the same. It's less time for McKinnon and McDavid to get through the neutral zone.
That's true.
But less opportunity for them to get downhill.
That's what I'm saying. You can't get the legs churning, get those strides going, and we can.
I mean, they get churning quick though. I mean, you see the way that they take those loops and just start reattacking it. Like that's like I was talking to my boy today, and he was like, "What if you had like prime Kane in this team?" And I was like, "That's literally all we're missing." Like essentially,
all we're missing is a fucking no doubt Hall of Fame superstar. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, but like a pure goal scorer, pure point getter, like that is like the elevation that like the top teams have. Like all the top teams. Like you look at Tampa, they have Kucherov. You look at Colorado, they have McKinnon and Makar. All these teams that have made the cup over the last couple of years, like they have that bona fide stud, and the wings. We might still have some guys growing into that.
I mean, we got one of the best goal scorers in the league, you know.
We do, and we have one of the best passers in the league, but there's a debate there. I'm not trying to rag on my boys. I mean, they are. They're world class.
You don't have anybody that's the complete package.
Yes,
love Cat, but you wouldn't put him in the same breath as a coach or.
But even you're like Sider is getting to a point where he's probably 2 steps below Hedman. And I'm not talking about how their play is right now. Right now, you could say that they're equally similar, but I'm talking about in pure status. No,
I can't believe that guy I blame Lalonde, honestly. Like for what he's doing this year, compared to what he was with us, it's ridiculous.
I just don't think he liked it here.
Yeah,
There wasn't enough
I blame
Russians.
Lalonde.
There wasn't enough Russians. There's a lot of Russians on Minnesota.
We should have retired
Fedorov's jersey last year.
jersey last year. Yeah, he would have seen all the Russians.
He would have been playing out of his mind.
But yeah, no, we'll see what happens. I don't think they're going to make any moves until after the break.
Yeah, I don't think so either. What?
Better dead than red, baby. I can't wait. Like you said, great win.
They're playing in the Olympics.
Boys needed to bounce back. Shout out to John Gibson, Lucas Raymond, Mo Sider, Dylan Larkin, Ben Sherratt, Marco Casper with the game-winning goal on a beautiful setup by Lucas Raymond. Huge win and a very satisfying hit there with like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Mo Sider just absolutely demolished Nate McKinnon. And big 2 points. Now you got to go. Last game before the break. We'll be back. We'll be live after the game on Wednesday against the Mammoths. So got to take care of business there and keep stacking points.
Yep. Great team win for the boys. Thank you guys for tapping in. From me, Justin Satawa, and Spencer Raxter. We appreciate you tapping in. We'll see you on Wednesday for Red Wings Mammoth post-game show. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.